fatigue là cũng
Thank you, Karmani. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here. My name is Gregor Gilmore. I am 32 years old, and I am from North Manchester. I started off on my AAC journey, like most other non-speaking infants, with picture charts. I then moved on to a communication book, or PICS book as they are known. This worked really well, but as my vocabulary grew, so did the book, and it became very heavy to carry around. Or so I'm told anyway. I have had a mixture of mainstream and specialist education. I went to a specialist nursery, where I met a not-so-nice speech therapist who told me and my parents that I had no understanding. I would never be able to use a communication aid, and I would never get any form of education. I would love to see her today and say not only can I use a communication aid, I also have qualifications and a job. Not bad for someone who would never be able to do anything. The nursery and primary school did, however, have an amazing speech therapy assistant who could see that I was more than capable of using a device. I started off with 4 cells, switch scanning, and built up from there. I think I was 6 when I got my first device. It was a Dynavox, and I accessed it via switch scanning. When I was in year 5, I had the reading age for a 16-year-old. So the headmaster told my parents they should move me into mainstream school. My mum knew from a young age that I could read, as when she was reading to me, I would kick her when she got a word wrong. I enjoyed being in mainstream school and decided to go to mainstream high school. When it got to year 10, I dropped a lot of subjects, so I could concentrate on the important ones, like maths, English, science, and I even did Spanish. I understood the work. My struggle was that I was switch scanning, and it took me forever to complete my work. After school, I went to my local college to study business. I did level 1 and 2, but we all decided level 3 would be too much, not because I didn't understand it, but because of the time. When doing my level 2, I remember one Christmas holiday when I had 24 pieces of work to do, and I felt like giving up. I took a break and went to Beaumont College in Lancaster, which is a specialist residential college, where something happened that changed my life. As I said, I was a switch scanner from the age of 6. So when I went to Beaumont, I had been head switching for over a decade. This worked and I could communicate, but it was slow and used to make my neck hurt. I worked with the speech therapy team to look at access methods that would speed up my speech and stop the pains in my neck from switching. I had always been told that I did not have the hand function for direct access. I tried eye gaze, but it was not for me. We finally settled on the accent 1200 with a key guard. My control sentence was now 4 times faster. This opened up a whole new world of work and higher education. I have had many achievements that I am proud of over the years. Being a one-voice role model and trustee was something that I was proud of. If you are not aware, One Voice is a charity for young AHC users and their families. They have a stand in the exhibitions, so please check them out. I went to the first ever One Voice event when I was 6. It was held in Blackpool. I thought it was amazing seeing all the older AHC users leading fulfilling lives. So it's nice that I can now be a role model to the younger ones. I was also a trustee for a few years, but I decided to step down when I got promoted to co-manager at work. Another amazing milestone in my life. I have won many awards for my work as an AHC mentor, such as the Pearson Young Person of the Year 2016 to 2017, and the Mentor Service has won at the Communication Matters Awards. Furthering my education and bettering myself is important to me. So I decided to redo my English GCSE to get a C. This was really hard and took 5 years, but I actually ended up with a B. So that was a proud moment. My advice for anyone working with AHC users is be patient. Give them time, don't overload them with too much, and be positive. Negative attitudes create negative outcomes. Here is a letter that I gave to the high school when I started there, to help them understand me. I think it has a few useful tips. In school, what helped me was having people who believed in me and pushed me to reach my potential. Being given extra time and being able to take work home. Also getting the work the day before so that I could ensure I had the vocab on my device to enable me to participate. I had one teacher in college when I was doing English GCSE who used to type up all the worksheets or pages from workbooks onto Word documents so that I could participate in class independently without a scribe. I was really grateful for this as it must have taken up a lot of her spare time. As I said, furthering my education is very important to me. Since leaving school I have business level 1 and 2, English GCSE, IT level 1, and since becoming a mentor I have done lots of short courses to help with my roles such as counseling, assertiveness, mental health, employability, and leadership, to name but a few. I think it is good to always work on your self-development. As well as educating myself, I like to be involved with projects. I work with Manchester Metropolitan University on research projects and training packages. I deliver speeches in universities and conferences. I do a lot of work with communication matters. I work as a team mentor at a teeth therapy. I have been mentoring for about 12 years and have worked for a teeth therapy for nearly 10 years. I loved being a mentor ever since I was a small child. At one voice, I knew I wanted to do something to help others. I even did my business plan on mentoring when I was at college. I like that I can use my lived experience to help others. And I can inspire younger AHC users and their families. I think it is important for AHC users to meet other AHC users, as it shows them that they are not on their own. AHC users, especially in mainstream schools, have little chance of meeting other AHC users, and it can feel quite isolating for them, being different in school. Having someone else like them coming into their school can be a real confidence boost, and we can raise awareness of AHC amongst their peers. I also do training in the home and school to support staff and teachers on how to be a good communication partner. I started mentoring on a voluntary basis in schools and colleges before being approached by a teeth therapy. I would love to tell you more about my mentoring career, but we're running out of time. If you would like to find out more, please come to my session later to find out about my journey from mentor to manager and what being a team mentor involves. Thank you for listening. Do you have any questions?
the things I'm particularly proud of this year is the work I've been leading around student voice at CENMAC. I know firsthand how important it is that children and young people are not only supported by services, but are actively involved in shaping them and leading them. Earlier this year, we launched the CENMAC Changemakers Collective, or also known as CCC. Next slide, please. Earlier, a group of young people who came together to share their experiences, discuss the issues that matter most to them, and help influence the future direction of CENMAC. One of the first projects was contributing to the national conversation around the proposed SEND reforms. We brought together young people from across our community and asked one simple question. What do you think needs to improve for children and young people with SEND? The discussions that followed were incredibly powerful. We spoke about being listened to, access to support, mental health, transitions into adulthood, inclusion, and the importance of support being tailored to the individual. Our thoughts, ideas were captured in the graphic illustration you can see on the screen in front of you, which was submitted as part of the government consultation process. I'd like to say a big thank you to Pen Mendonza. Where are you, Pen? Over there. Who supported and facilitating the workshop and helped bring the conversations to life. Using her expertise in graphic facilitation, Pen transformed our ideas, experiences and recommendations into this powerful visual response. Pen is with us today and will be capturing the conversations and ideas from communication works as they happen. So if you see her throughout the day, please stop for a chat and share your own thoughts and reflections. For me, it was a powerful reminder that when we create meaningful opportunities for young people to contribute, they don't just talk about the challenges they face, they help identify the solutions too. And I think that message sinks perfectly at the heart of communication works. Today is all about communication, inclusion, and ensuring that every voice had the opportunity to be heard. If you'd like to hear more about the Changemakers Collective, or also known as the CCC, the work we're doing around student voice, and the practical ways schools can place young people at the heart of decision making, I'll be presenting alongside our keynote speaker, Gregor Gilmore, an amazing AT mentor from 11:30 to 12:15 in seminar room 1. We have a fantastic program planned for you today, including our wonderful speakers, exhibitors, and opportunities to connect with colleagues from across the SND and assistive technology community. I hope you leave today feeling inspired, transformed, and equipped with new ideas and to take that into your own settings. So before we begin, I'd like to say thank you to you all for being here and the work you do every day to support young people and children. I'm now delighted to introduce someone many of you will already know. As head of CENMAC, Catherine has dedicated many years to ensuring that children, young people can access technology, support and opportunities they need to thrive. She has also been a huge support of student voice and the development of the CENMAC Changemakers Collective. So please enjoy me in welcoming Catherine to the stage.
so much, Kamani, and I think actually what I've got prepared to say just reinforces everything that Kamani has said. And I just first of all want to thank you all for braving the weather today. This venue has air conditioning, but it doesn't actually feel like it now. So please look after yourselves. We're making sure there's lots of water on the bar. We've put some shades up outside if people do want a break, and there is some extended rooms either side, so you can sort of take a break from this main area. But please do look after yourself. Obviously, we've had a lot of cancellations today because of the weather. We've made a few adaptations, so please bear with us in some of the presentations because people can't be here in person, and a lot of, unfortunately, the young people that were going to be here can't be here, but we hope you hear their stories anyway. I just wanted to share, why #GetSeen. As you heard from Kamani, this year we established our CENMAC Student Voice Group, and they named themselves the CENMAC Changemakers, and I think it says it all. They want things to change. They want to be visible, they want to be involved in co-production, and they want all young people to feel valued and fully included in education. #GetSeen is about putting our students at the heart of this event, making sure you get to hear their stories of success, inspired by their achievements, and develop their leadership skills. So ensure that all those that use assistive technology in AAC are seen and heard. We welcome you here today to share in this community of amazing students, practitioners and companies. Last year we were really humbled by the support and offers from the AT community in the pilot of the AT lending libraries. Together it raised awareness of assistive technology across 30 different local authorities and nearly 4,000 schools. It's through this collaboration we can share expertise and strive for ambitious outcomes for every student and young person we work with. By seeing and hearing the students, we hope to raise the aspirations everyone holds for those in education. Through celebrating their achievements and telling stories of success and changing the views of disabilities, encouraging schools not to limit people by preconceived expectations, but believe in their potential and aim for aspiring futures. Our work on developing a universal approach to power-based AEC has demonstrated that by adapting the environment, we can create opportunities for individuals who may previously have been excluded. These young people haven't had to wait or meet related criteria. They've been exposed to an environment which has included specialist technologies and a universal approach to learning. This has enabled these young people to show their abilities at a pace that suits them. It has built staff confidence and skills and improved overall outcomes. We aim to connect schools and young people with the companies behind the products and services they use, enable them to gather the evidence to use and provide the valuable feedback. We're really delighted today that we've got the Royal College of Engineers and their Global Accelerator Program here to showcase some of their innovative products. So normally we have an international online area, but they're here in person instead, so we're thrilled. Many of you here are probably going to be the newly named experts at hand, and we hope that you make some meaningful connections that will help strengthen and build on your expertise in your teams, not only impact the individuals but influence the whole school environments that enable all learners to participate and succeed. And you'll see from the program today we're sharing a lot of the work around some of our universal work in schools. It's through this visibility we can begin to change culture. We teach children and young people to value each other and acknowledge their strengths and abilities in everybody. So today you'll see this visibility in lots of different ways. Don't miss the amazing artwork in the foyer by some of our talented students. There's also going to be a wonderful performance. Hopefully some of the students will still make it at lunchtime here with the Cosmo switches. And hopefully you're going to hear lots of stories of small step but significant progress that our students make every day. So #GetSeen. The message on your tote bags is a little reminder to actively listen to and raise the profile for those you work with too. So when you go back, hopefully you can pass on that message.